Thank you. Is it money or peace of mind? 2 years ago, as I made the decision to move back from the city to the countryside, I had a big fear in my mind. How was I going to get money? In fact, before I made the big decision, I was stuck in a myriad of thoughts. Was it worth it, moving to find freedom and not having a 9 to 5 job? Anyway, when the city life got hard for me, I decided I'm gonna move regardless and see how things go. Hello, my name is Mimi Bree, but I am known here on YouTube as Countryside Mimi Bree. I live in the western part of Kenya, where I moved back to 2 years ago after city life became too cruel, too hard, too stressful for me. Anyway, moving back to the countryside in search of peace for me looked like facing my biggest fear. Quitting a well-paying 9 to 5 job and going back to the village to start afresh because there was no way I could be in the village living peacefully among nature and such beautiful animals as I go to the office in the city. Impossible, right? But one thing they never tell you about living in the village is the fact that village life is not as cheap as it looks from the outside. You need money to keep animals, you need money to plant crops, you need money to maintain everything, to build a sustainable environment that you can survive in comfortably. That is why I started thinking hard on how I was going to make money while in the village, achieving two things at the same time: peace of mind and sustainability, as well as financial freedom to make me afford the most comfortable village life I wanted to curate for myself. Goats. What a beautiful animal to keep as a pet. But what if it was more than a pet? That is when I started researching more. How would I keep goats and get more money? Thankfully, the internet has enough information to help anyone who wants to learn anything. Because of that, I googled a lot and learned more on how to keep healthy goats that can be sold for meat and sometimes for milk as well. But in my case, I realized the milk producing goats will be high maintenance. That is why I settled for meat producing goats. And as you can see, I have a lot of goats here. Maintaining them is such a task, and I won't lie, I have been forced to buy or pay for more labor to help me keep these because I can't keep up. It's something I'm learning on the go, but like I said, when you get a little money, you can do more with it and produce more. I sell most of my goats during occasions and on order, and that helps me to get money. And once I sell one big goat, I buy 2 small goats so that I never run out of stock. As you can see, this goat house has holes, and right under it is manure, which I use in my farm and I also sell. This is another good source of income in the village. Most of the people are currently moving from the man-made fertilizer to the most organic animal manure. So when I collect these, I sell them in tons, and that brings a lot of money. So it's not just meat, it's also fertilizer. But as you can see from behind me, there is grass. So as you maintain goats, remember, you have to plant grass for them so that they have plenty of food to eat. When you move to the countryside, you have to teach yourself to save. Another way that I have learned to make more money is by saving on coffee. One thing I know about me is that the love I have for coffee cannot be measured. In the city, a cup of coffee goes for from around 250 shillings to 400 bob. But when I moved to the village, I realized that it would cost more because I would have to pay a rider who will ride to the next town to go and bring me a cup of coffee. What if I learned to make coffee by myself? That is why I invested in a frother. And don't get me wrong, a coffee maker is still better but more expensive. A frother is cheaper and also very portable. So I bought myself a frother that I used to make some coffee at home, and that helped me to save money. This tin of coffee goes for 400 shillings and a mug of big coffee in town goes for 400 shillings. From what I have seen, this tin can make up to 30 cups of coffee or more. So imagine the amount of money that I save from there. Anyway, let's make my homemade frothed coffee. Delicious, right? And just like that, I can have as much cups of coffee as I want at the most cheaper cost, especially because there's always milk at home. Coffee is now in the tin, and I have a small machine that I can use to make coffee anytime. Sometimes I take it as cold as I can. Sometimes I drop some ice cubes in it and have it cold. Vegetables. The more you live in the village, the more you learn how to love nature and what it gives us. And just like that, I started planting a different varieties of vegetables, starting with skuma wiki. And guess what? As we speak right now, I have made my second sale of skuma wiki leaves. What a beautiful way to make money. I bought my seedlings from a neighbor and planted them, and I just kept going. From skuma wiki, I bought spider plant seeds and made my own seedlings. Then I planted different varieties of vegetables, and just like that, I can make money by selling my vegetables in the local market. And I kid you not, from someone who used to hate and look down upon people who went to the farm when I was growing up, I am enjoying this more than I thought I would in my adulthood. Interacting with plants, nature, and soil has been proven to help people mentally. In my case, I moved back to the city very stressed, but right now, I cannot explain the peace I have.
Good morning.
Another way I earn money in the village is by keeping chickens. And as you can see, my chickens are so low maintenance. They eat what I eat: ugali, vegetables, rice, githeri. Anything that I eat is what I feed on them. I keep the local chicken that are low maintenance, and these ones apparently are the most expensive in the market. When I get orders from the hotel, we get to just slaughter them and deliver. As simple as that. Not so much work, not so much effort, not so much money.
Thank you.
The best part about this local chicken is the fact that while great chicken cost 300 shillings per crate of 380 shillings, they cost 600 shillings. One egg for 20 shillings, that's a difference of 5 shillings for the great chicken whose eggs cost 15 shillings each. Look at that, I make good money after I collect these eggs, which sometimes takes time for the crate to get full since I don't have a lot of them, but still, money is just money and it's sweet. Planting food crops. I have to admit one thing. This is the hardest part of making money here in the village, and if you don't know how to dig, how to beat beans, as you can see I'm getting help, how to weed, you will be forced to hire people to help you. In this case, my brother as well as a friend of the family was helping me beat beans that had just been harvesting. And if I'm not going to lie to you, I still don't know how to dig, how to weed. The only thing that I know how to do is to put fertilizer in maize. So my biggest contribution in this has been through money. And I am so thankful to my mom because she is a big farmer and she teaches me how to do this. We are able to harvest a lot of beans and a lot of maize, some to which we sell, some to which we eat, and some even help us for paying my younger sister's school fees. Writing. Did I tell you that I am a writer? As someone who studied journalism, I mastered the art of writing. But one funny thing that a lot of people don't know is the fact that I started writing when I was in grade 2. And the more I grew, the more I perfected this art. As we speak today, I am a movie writer of several movies. I am also a book writer, and I started as a fictional book writer. But today, as we speak, I also write for academic purposes. Let's say my degree just came in to help in helping other kids and the curriculum. What a beautiful thing. As well, I write scripts for drama and music festivals, which usually help students both in primary, high school, and colleges for their nationals and East African drama and music festivals. So this is another way that I use to get money. I also help in writing proposals, doing research, and anything that requires any type of writing. As someone who is a scholar, I have the advantage of being a bright kid. I can do my research and write a paper on any topic as long as it doesn't involve math. Anyway, did I tell you about TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube? Yep, recently I got monetized on Instagram and also on Facebook, and I earn a little since 2022 from TikTok as well. I am trying to leverage my YouTube so that all my social media platforms can pay me. So as well, I use my social media platforms as a source of income. When you watch any of my videos, like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't, you help me earn a little more here in the village. So why not like this video, comment and subscribe if you haven't, and share with your friends. Until next time, I have enjoyed showing you the ways in which I earn money here in the village. See you on the next one.